Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, welcome back to the Danger Ranger podcast. This is the first real episode we've done in a while that wasn't just me getting drunk with my buddies on live stream. So we got with us today Sean, aka Mystery Boys Inc. from Instagram. And he is formerly a fister from 1375 13 Fox. So we're knocking two out. We got a 375 guy and a forward observer. So
Yeah,
super excited to get into this. Sean, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 35 years old. I've been out of the army now, I guess, going on right at 3 years. I'm not sure if we froze again.
A little bit. It's
We
going.
might have frozen again, but anyway, I was at 375 for right at 3 years. Before that, I was like a scumbag punk rock and roll musician. Uh, yeah, man. Did 3 years there. Deployed one time in 2019, Team BAF. No, like, super grizzled warfighter or anything like that. Went on one really cool fucking target. Other than that, we hit a lot of dry holes, and it was basically like kind of like I guess what you would consider a boring Team BAF deployment, dude. It was in the middle of the winter. We got rolled 24 a lot. So I'm not like some kind of like, super gnarly hitter or anything like that. I got out for personal reasons. If we want to go into that kind of shit, we can definitely go into it. That kind of goes into the reason why I actually ended up never going to fucking Ranger school. So I don't have a tab either. Um, but yeah, other than that, dude, I actually had a really great time at 375, dude. Was well respected by my peers. Still have a lot of what I would call my peers. Still have a lot of friends that I served with and that are still currently there. And a lot of dudes actually now are fucking playing airsoft, which was like ultimate heresy whenever I was in. I'm sure you know that too.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, oh for sure. We talk shit on those guys all the time.
yeah, 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 I did too until they found out that I was one of those guys. You know what I mean? So, which was kind of cool to see. But yeah, dude. Uh, Other than that, yeah, that's a little bit about my background. I mean, if you want to go like deeper into
Yeah,
anything, I'm down to talk about whatever, bro.
yeah,
I'm
for
an open.
sure. So you joined later in life.
Yeah, dude, I
Okay, that's
joined at 27. So
27.
yeah,
Wow.
I was 27, man. I actually had tried to join, so I joined at the ass end of 2016. I would. This is the typical. I would have joined sooner, but I had a black flag tattoo behind my left ear, dude, that went
Hmm.
from the back of my head onto my neck, and they were not feeling that shit. So it took a lot longer than I anticipated to get it removed. I tried to join from 2000, the mid 2011 until I actually ended up getting in late to mid 2016. I tried to join, bro. I can't tell you how many times I would go get a session on the tattoo and try to join and get fucking shut down and get shut down. I actually ended up burning a bridge with the recruiter in my hometown and had to drive an hour and a half away to get
Damn.
to another recruiter because I was being such a fucking like I kept going in, and he got mad at me, and of course I like fucking talk shit back to the dude, and he wasn't vibing with that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
joined later. Long story short, I ended up joining later in life at 27. Whenever they
Wow.
finally the fucking tattoo was like all the way gone.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, they're that's like the one. I mean, Army's pretty lax on tattoos. I'm sure most people kind of know that, but like, yeah, that's one thing that you can't have is like neck. I think you can get away with a little bit of like creeping up the collarbone, but definitely not on not where that one
no,
was.
yeah, it was big old black flag bars that went from on my fucking skull to my neck, bro, and it was not gonna fly, and I couldn't
Yeah,
hide it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So that was a stupid decision that I made whenever I was 17 years old. So and it obviously came back to bite me in my ass because I would have joined. Like I said, I would have ended up joining whenever I was about 23. It took a
hmm.
while for that fucking tax to come up, bro, and it cost a lot of money.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I get asked a lot too. I filmed a video on it very early on this channel where I talked about kind of like the old men in regiment, because it is primarily like dudes straight out of high school or like right out of college that join. I get asked all the time, it's like, oh, is 25 too old? Oh, is 24 or 23 too old to join? And it's like, no, dude, like there's the guys like you, and we had a guy in my platoon who was a cop for most of his life. He was like early 30s, like right before the age cutoff, and he'd been in gunfights before showing up to regiment. I might have to bring him on because he's out now and doing good stuff. But it's definitely not too old. Like, if you can meet the cutoff and you can meet the physical requirements, like you're good, you'll be fine. So how is that like integrating though? Like, because all your peers in RASP were younger than you, more than likely.
They were. So I actually had a pretty fucking unique experience in RAS, bro, because I don't know if you know this dude. He was actually an old captain at 175. His name was Matthew Vinton. He uh he like decommissioned, bro, and he became a fucking pro surfer and a rock climber and all this shit. And then he came back into the army, enlisted, dude, and went straight from fucking signing the papers to being in the army to being in RASP. He never went back to basic or anything like that. And I went through RASP with this dude.
It's
So
badass.
he was the only other dude. This dude was fucking phenomenal, bro. I mean, like one of those. I could talk about this dude for a long time, but one of those, legendary guys. There are those guys who are like next level type motherfuckers. He's definitely one of them. But anyway, uh, so he made our class really easy, bro. And a lot of the fucking dickheads, dude. We start my RASP. Whenever I finally classed up, bro, I sat in pre-RASP for 9 weeks. When I finally classed up, we had almost 200 dudes in our fucking class, bro.
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of fucking like you know what I mean, dude. Like dudes that ain't gonna fucking make it, bro.
Yeah.
You already know. So it took us to get to Coal Range. And before Coal Range, I think the first week, bro, before we hit Coal Range, we lost 75 people or some shit like that.
Nice. That's what you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was actually pretty easy, man, because I kind of like really everybody that was there to do the right thing was there to do the right thing and go through and treat RASP for what it is. So that was pretty fucking easy. What wasn't easy was basic training and basic training. AIT wasn't so bad because it was mostly dudes because I went to combat arms. Girls had just started fucking integrating into combat arms at that time. So there were like 3 chicks in our fucking AIT class. Other than that, that was pretty AIT was pretty fucking easy too because everybody was kind of on the level, you know what I mean? Like there to learn.
Hmm.
But basic training, bro, kind of fucking was like, I couldn't wait to get out of that shit because everybody there fucking sucked, dude. To be honest, I
Damn.
went to Fort Jackson, so
Ew.
it was co
Yeah.
it fucking
Oh, I bet that was a freaking headache. Thankfully, most of the Rangers are, 11 Bravo they go through, and there wasn't any, females when we were there. They were a little hesitant to sign infantry contracts, but oh, I can
yeah,
imagine the headache of that shit. I mean, it was a
yeah,
pain
bro,
when
like,
you have like the one or two in Ranger school. Um, so,
yeah, dude. Bro, there was a chick. She's on fucking Instagram and shit now. Her name is like Jakes is her last name, and I went to cert with this chick, dude. She was up
mhm.
at Regiment,
Okay.
bro.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Dude, that chick is out of there, bro.
I mean, I feel like the chicks
But
that do join, or no, we're good. We're gonna do a little shit talk here because I like that.
uh,
I feel like the chicks that like go for soft, or like, I mean, infantry maybe one thing. I haven't really heard too much about that, but like the chicks that go for soft, I feel like they're doing it for the wrong reasons, right? They're doing it to be like, a girl can do it too, and it's like that's not why you should be going there. You should have the same mentality as the dudes going there instead of it being for some kind of statement of, oh,
yeah,
girl
bro.
power.
Yeah, that was when we got the first female 11 Alpha, bro, and
Hmm.
Deco,
Yeah, yeah.
and that
She didn't last very long from what I heard. I heard she did a Scorpion deployment, and she didn't
didn't.
last long over there. I think they kicked her out while they were overseas, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, she messed up during a training event. She got fucking. She got basically, it was like, hey, dude, you're not like you're basically riding the pine. She went to SCO. She sat at SCO. Didn't do shit at. You already know how SCO is. She didn't do
Yep.
shit at SCO. and then she came back and they sent her up to HHC, and she was the XO up at HHC whenever I was getting out, dude.
Damn. Oh.
And that's where she wrote out her time at 375.
Yeah.
She did one MLAT, and that's where she fucked up. Well,
I mean, if you want to get into it, we can get into it, because people want to know the details, because they're like, they always say like, oh, they're out to get them, but it's like, no, like the real story is,
bro, you know what would happen to any fucking brand new PL if they fucked up during MLAT, bro?
It's the standard.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
You can barely fuck up as a private, dude. You're barely allowed to fuck up as a dude that doesn't know shit versus a PL. I mean, yeah, man. Yeah. So I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't really understand about being in battalion, maybe, is how rigorously you're held to a standard, even as a brand new fucking dickhead that doesn't know a goddamn thing. Like I mean, it's a pretty serious standard that you're held to, and nobody's fucking picked on or fucking singled out, dude. If you can't fucking hack it, you simply can't hack it. It's just the way that it is. So,
yeah, it's never personal. It's always just like, hey, like you're gonna get treated like shit until you can prove that you belong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, man. Coming to 375, particularly Seco 375. This is right after everything happened with Thomas and Rogers. So I came into a very, and I had no idea about this shit showing up. So this is October of 2017 is whenever I showed up to Seco 375.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So everybody gets treated like shit until they can prove themselves,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what Regiment does good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely if you're not ready for what you're getting yourself into, man, it can definitely be a culture shock for some people, who've never had somebody like bitch check them, super hard, which I kind of grew up in that environment. My father was kind of a gnarly ass dude, not really a good person, but he was fucking gnarly in that kind of way, physically violent, stuff like that. So I was used to other men putting their fucking hands on me in a violent way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in a serious way. So that wasn't something that like freaked me out whenever we showed up and everybody was like fighting each other and shit, bro. And and like making you fight and shit. So that really wasn't a culture shock to me. I saw it happen to a couple dudes that ended up going to 375 with me. Another private that was the dude that went through RAS with me and everything, dude. He couldn't hang, man. He showed up and it freaked him out, and he tapped out first week we were there.
Shit. Was he a forward observer like you, or was he just line private? Yeah.
Bravo. Yeah. I was the only forward observer that went to 375 out of my entire RASP class.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucking wild. Yeah, no, I feel like you probably, outside of like mortars, I feel like the specialty platoons kind of, do they not get the same kind of treatment as like an 11 Bravo private showing up?
My FSNCO was of the old school mindset, dude, where we got fucked down too. And we did everything with our platoons, man. I ended up getting attached to 3 Charlie, and my platoon sergeant actually ended up really fucking liking me, dude, for some reason, like legitimately. And I did fucking everything with them, bro. They took me to do everything. And so I got treated just like the 11 Bravo privates did by my own team leader and squad leader and by my platoon. So
getting those freaking time hacks on the range and getting involved in all the group PT sessions.
Everything, dude. Yeah. I mean, I got treated pretty much the fucking same as them, man, to be completely fucking honest with you, dude. Like I got fucked down by my team leader and by all the team leaders in the fucking platoon. I played all the stupid fucking games of picking up brass and being first off the fucking bus, and I did it all for almost the whole time until after we deployed, dude. After we deployed, and I proved that I could do my job, I really didn't get fucked with anymore, man. And plus, I had, like I said, I had some kind of stupid fucking shit going on at home. So like, they kind of fucking like, you know, gave me a little bit more respect as a man. I also wasn't a kid either. I was a
Right.
dad too. I had my son was 1 year old at not at that time, but whenever I joined, he was a year old.
Hmm.
You know, um, so once we deployed and said, and I proved myself. I really didn't get fucked with any that much anymore, bro. Honestly, even without a tab. So
Hmm. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean
it
that's
wasn't.
kind of how it was for like a lot of our older privates too. Like the few that we had that were like a little
Yeah,
more senior, like initially, like, yeah, you're still gonna get the same treatment showing up, but like after you prove yourself, it's like they're gonna kind of like put the
yeah.
gloves back on a little bit.
Plus,
It'll be
also
nicer to
wasn't
you.
doing stupid shit, man.
Hmm.
Like I did what the fuck I was told to do all the time, and I knew what was expected of me. So I wasn't like somebody that they had to fucking big dog, man. And we ended up our team leader ended up getting into some. This dude ended up becoming my best friend, man. He ended up getting into some weird trouble in his marriage, and ended up having to leave. So there for a little while, bro, I was the most senior private with a deployment with experience, and had these three fucking new guys that I ended up basically, for lack of a better fucking term, I ended up basically being these dudes fucking team leader for quite some time, basically showing them the ropes. One of the dudes was even my RTO whenever I was the platoon RTO for 3 Charlie. So I got a little bit, of that type of treatment of it. Even without having a tab, because we were in such a weird spot, bro. Our manning was actually super fucking low. We were in this weird, like, right before COVID. There was like a weird fucking lull, and like tons of dudes getting out and nobody fucking joining, bro. The RASP class were super fucking small, and like
Hmm.
no dudes coming. So it was really weird.
Yeah, I can imagine. Was it Bico or Seco that was? Yeah, it was. Okay, I just looked it up. It was Bico that was in Gothic Serpent. I was going to ask about that. I'm sure
Yeah,
that's
that was
probably across the third battalion. I'm sure that's pretty significant kind of day.
oh, October 3rd. That's a huge fucking day. It weirdly lines up with whenever 375 was stood up. Uh,
Hmm.
so, yeah, but it's all over our DFAC, bro. I mean, that's like 375's, like, other than the Merrill Marauders, China, India, Burma stuff. That's like 375's other claim to fame or whatever. We don't got all
Hmm.
the Medal of Honor dudes like you guys got at 175.
Well, we got yeah, we have the ones from Vietnam. I think
You guys got
technically,
like all the Medal of Honor dudes, like literally. Like I think
yeah,
275 only has one, right?
275 has
Gentry or
Petrie. Yeah,
Petri.
Petrie, and then we have Solis.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember our other one. I think there's
Got
one more.
Payne, right?
I guess,
Sergeant
yeah,
Payne.
technically. I mean, he was in 175 when he got it, but
I
he did come
mean,
from 175.
I mean, you guys get the. I mean,
Yeah,
you get the claim it.
we can
You get
count
the
it.
claim.
We can count it.
We 375. We I know 375 would be like, that's our guy. That's our
Yeah,
guy.
true. Fair
So
enough.
yeah.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
man, I had a good time, man. I didn't. I like, some of it fucking sucked. There were days where I fucking dreaded coming in on Mondays for sure, bro. Yeah, I'm sure
Dude, the
I know
Sunday
every
scaries. Everyone wants to talk about Sunday scaries, like civilian, but dude, Ranger Private Sunday scaries is literally like I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Like I'm just gonna fucking do it so I don't gotta go into work and go on a
bro.
fucking death run and then get
Yeah,
fucking hazed all day.
yep. And my team leader, my squad leader, fucking hated me, bro. He did not like.
Mm,
He didn't like that. He didn't like, my me being like some kind of fucking like rock and roll dude. He didn't like anything about me, dude. So he
damn.
like paid special attention to me. And there were like, yeah. There was like a year where I was like, I fucking hated him, bro. I respected him as a ranger, but
Hmm.
as a and as our squad leader, but and as a staff sergeant, I respected him. But bro, there were times where I hated that motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
Where I really wanted to fucking like I wanted to fucking fight him. We actually almost got into a fight whenever we were on a training deployment in Germany. We were
Mhm.
drinking. You know how it goes, dude. Beer flows, rank fucking goes. And
Yeah.
finally, dude, I fucking got tired of it, and we ended up fucking putting our hands on each other, grabbing each other and about to get into it. And our FSO and my team leader broke it up, but
That's good.
like,
It wouldn't have
yeah,
ended good for either of y'all.
yeah. And I actually, dude, the next morning I apologized to him, and things were a little bit different between us from that point on. He still
Mhm.
didn't like me, but he definitely paid less extra special attention to me after that day. Do you know what I mean, dude?
Yeah, you gain some respect by willing to. You weren't just rolling over for his probably
And we
unjustified
were the
shit he was
same
giving
age.
you.
We were the same age.
Oh yeah.
We were the same age.
That's
We
wild.
both had kids the same age, and like, yeah, dude. So like it was a weird fucking thing, man. And I really didn't fucking think anything of it, until my team leader told me one day. He's like, you know what, Blink don't like you because of X, Y, and Z. My background, basically everything about me. And I was like, oh, I finally like understood, like I finally got it. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this dude just doesn't fucking like me. There's like
Hmm.
nothing that I. So then it bothered me less because I understood the game at that point. Right? There's no winning for me to get him to like me, so I just accepted it for what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
So made it easier.
Let's get into kind of the role of a 13 Fox, specifically in regiment. So obviously you get trained up at you guys go to Fort Leonard Wood, right? For
No, no,
AIT?
go to Fort Sill,
Or
home of the
so. That's right.
artillery.
That's right. Artillery, yeah.
Yep.
So you get your, you learn your job there. Do you do any
Well,
like aircraft call for fires there, or is it
no.
all like
So
arty?
if so, whenever I was going through AIT there, bro, they didn't do the JFO program, which is like the Joint Forward Observer,
Hmm.
which allows you to integrate with the aerial platforms.
Hmm.
So whenever I showed up to battalion, bro, the only thing I knew how to do were the standard call for fires with artillery.
Mm.
I knew how to do grid, polar, coordinated. I knew how to do some kind of cool stuff like coordinated loom, but bro, mostly I just knew the traditional format of call for fire and barely knew anything about how to do call for fire with aircraft.
Hmm. So I imagine
Which,
that was like the first thing that they started teaching you then.
yeah, that's the first. Excuse me. That's the first thing that they really start to do is teach you how to integrate into user platform. So they give you this fucking book, which is much like so as an FO, you have two inspectable items as a private, your J-Fire and your Ranger Handbook. So we had to carry around both of those things. You definitely know about carrying around the Ranger Handbook.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, dude, we had this thing called a J-Fire, man, and it had the risk estimated distances of all of the munitions that we can use, all of their capabilities as far as their effects on a target, their payloads, how much they fucking weigh, everything they can do, all the different fusing options, all the way to traditional mortar or 777 large gun
Hmm.
artillery call for fire. So it has everything, bro. Everything,
Shit. And you have to know
all
it
the way
all.
up. Yeah, you're supposed to, man. It's impossible to know that thing front to back, bro. So we just got really familiar with the aircraft stuff that we use the most,
Hmm.
which would be a typical team BAF stack, which I'm sure that you're familiar with. AC 130, if you're lucky, some little birds or some DAPs, some fast movers, usually a fucking EW aircraft, another decked out AC 130, and then some drones flying up super high.
Yeah.
The typical fucking team BAF stack.
Yeah, I
Um,
never did a traditional team bath. We got called out in 16. Uh, our company was at SCO,
oh,
we went forward for Green Sword 2. Didn't end up
oh,
happening. And
yeah, I got to
then
hear all about this.
yeah, that was I bet you guys fucking did. And then my next time at BAF, it was during 2020, and I was the fucking jock NCO for the task force, which was kind of
Oh,
shit
damn.
because we weren't doing missions. Like I think they went out like once, and then they like quarantined everyone after because of fucking COVID. It was super gay. My experience is mostly working the jock, helping with the drone
Yeah,
feeds. Did you ever
yeah,
go into
bro.
the task force jock?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
bro.
I bet all the time is an FO. Yeah. So there's that fucking massive cinemassive display, and
Oh
that
yeah,
shit's
bro.
so
Watching
fucking
kinetic
cool.
strikes all the time. Yeah, and that was another big thing. My squad leader FSNCO at the time, he was like really good at doing the kinetic call for fires, bro. He was really good at kinetic strikes.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I spent a lot of time watching kinetic strikes, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Fucking kill TV, baby.
Yeah, yeah, straight the fuck up, dude. Some of that shit was gnarly,
Yeah.
gnarlier than anything that I saw on the ground ever, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
never, like I said, dude, I went on one cool target that was like this fucking kind of fucked up hostage rescue mission, bro.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You allowed to talk about it? I'm sure
Uh,
that people you can be vague. You can be super vague about it.
well, I think I could talk about it.
Okay.
I I think so. Um um yeah, it was the wrong dude, man. It was the wrong guy. We showed up to the wrong fucking place, fucked their shit all up, and it was the wrong fucking dude.
Oh my god.
But what's crazy is he like matched the dude's description, bro, almost to a fucking T. He was missing an eye. Both of the dudes were. It was like all this weird ass shit, and I think he like I can't remember what was the kicker that made him not the fucking actual target, but yeah, it wasn't the right fucking guy, dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like, damn,
So
it's an unlucky day to be a guy that missing an eye.
yeah, we fucked their shit up. We did. We fucked their shit up bad.
Oh,
And but yeah, man, that was like the coolest fucking thing I did, which was rad. I got to control
mhm.
some little birds. I got to fucking talk to
Hell
AC
yeah.
130. I almost fucking shot a dog because I thought it was a dude. Uh but, yeah, man. I don't have any and a lot of walking, dude, and a lot of hitting dry holes where dudes just came out and surrendered, bro. Just like straight the fuck up.
Yeah,
Never
they knew the
got
game.
yeah, never got into like a really proper gunfight. Yeah, I'm not some kind of like super grizzled war dog or anything like that. But did a lot of training. When I showed up 375, we went on a fucking 18-month fucking training cycle, bro, because
That
uh
was the right after. So you showed up in 17, and then we
right
did the
after
5 monthers for that
yeah,
for 18. Yeah.
yeah, and then they were doing like and so we were thinking that we were gonna fucking go to North Korea, bro. So we did this
Yep.
like state of battalion. We got all spun up for this shit. So we started doing like old school Ranger shit, straight out of the Ranger handbook, walking forward, digging fighting positions, no comms windows, super old school shit, which was a lot of fucking bro. That honestly, bro, that's the most I've ever learned in the fucking army. Straight the
hmm
fuck up. Doing raids is fun. Doing FMPs is fun, man. Um, you know, doing the high speed action raid is super fucking cool. I enjoyed that aspect a lot, dude. But doing the old school ranger shit, man, walking really far, doing battle drill 1 alpha on a small squad level, that SUT stuff was the most fun. That all the like that shit was the most fun to me, man. When training up for that stuff, even though it sucked and I was cold a lot and I hate being cold, um, you know, that was like the most shit that I learned. I learned the most about being a ranger, in my opinion, at that time.
Dude, yeah, that sounds fucking gnarly. Like, I bet you guys really went into the weeds on that being 375. You're like, all right, we're gonna be painting our faces, we're gonna be scrimmed up, we're gonna be freaking
Bro,
walking.
I got photos, yes, I got photos of my helmet, bro. Scrim all over it. Like dude, we, I, you know, it was basically fucking ranger school, dude. Like
hmm
legitimately. Whenever we went, so we did this 3 month long fucking training deployment to Germany, where
Did you
went
guys
with
do
their
that? Was it
fucking
that snow one?
mountain soldiers, man, and we did this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That shit fucking sucked, bro. That shit sucked really bad. It was 3 months of us just going through these fucking Arctic warfare courses, dude, which were just absolutely brutal.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
that's dope though, because
it
there's not a
was.
whole lot of units that get a chance to like go as a full. Like, you can go to like Mountain Warfare School, or like I think it's like the Arctic School or something. I can't remember if that's the official name for it, but usually you go like with a couple of guys from unit. You're not going over as a cohesive like platoon or company. That's fucking badass.
Yeah, and speaking back on what an FO particularly does in a Ranger platoon, at that time, dude, I was basically learning like NFLs, which are no fire lines, final protective fires of like setting up artillery, like pre-designated artillery missions for if we got blown out of our fucking PB at night, which was really fucking cool, bro. Because I would set up all these areas where I would think the most likely avenue of approach would be from the fucking enemy, and I would set up all these pre-designated call for fires and call them back up to the fucking the fake artillery battery that we had. Just actually learning how to be an asset to my fucking platoon in the old school fucking FO way. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit was fucking cool. And then going and learning, and on the flip side, learning how to do all the fucking Casevac shit, learning the Z-MIST reports, which was like the main thing as an FO is to keep your buddy safe. Yes, you are an asset as far as offensively goes with being able to use the aircraft, which you could basically in your mind, at least for me, equate to a mobile BP in the sky. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I would mostly use, like a rotary wing asset or even a fucking AC-130, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but uh, for freedom of maneuver, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
to fix them so you guys can fucking maneuver on those motherfuckers and schwack them, dude. Or maybe we'll fucking kill them with the aircraft.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Ideally.
But yeah, exactly. You show up, you maneuver from these guys, and ideally when you show up to go clear through, they're all fucking dead from getting schwacked from the goddamn fucking aircraft.
I mean, yeah, a fucking 40 millimeter cannon from the AC-130 is going to do a lot more damage than a 240 on the sport by fire.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger of a bullet.
Yeah, man, and so that's kind of how I didn't really see my position as really like a super offensive role, man. I more saw it to keep my buddies safe, and that was like my biggest drive of being good at the job or actually caring about the job. You know what I mean? Is to
Mm-hmm.
keep my buddies safe. And luckily, dude, nothing bad ever happened on our 2019 deployment. Nothing bad happened to anybody. I know some shit happened from 275 guys.
Well, yeah, it was the 275 and our 175 guys in 2019. Like no one died, but that was when I can't I want to talk about it, but he's still in. But that was when Davis got blown up. That whole they would take casualties on not every single target they went on, but they on a substantial number of them. It was super wild.
That year was kind of that was kind of a fucking.
It was like the last fucking wild real team BAF year, to be honest.
Dude, I've said that a bunch of times, and I always kind of feel like a weirdo or like an idiot for saying that. But I know for a fact that 2019 was like the last ride of the fucking Cowboys at BAF, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty kinetic, man. And we were, you were in the fucking dock, bro. We did a lot of kinetic strikes, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the 2020 because we had that ceasefire with the Taliban. Mr. DJT put in place, so we couldn't hit Taliban, but there was still plenty of ISIS dudes. We were killing dudes every night, just about every night. We were doing a KS, and it was like, all right, we had a little tally. I don't know if this is if this is allowed, but we had a tally of. I mean, it was allowed because it was, legitimate information of like how many dudes we fucking killed, how many dudes were injured, how many vehicles destroyed, like shit like that. It was like, fuck, man. Like, I don't want to say I felt bad for him, but it's like you're watching it and it's like they don't know it's coming until literally like a second before. You can kind of see the guys like scramble, and then it happens, and then we're literally watching. We're seeing where they go to, and we kind of just pick at random. If they all split off in the different locations, we kind of just. Oh, that guy's running through some open field. Like he'll be easier to hit versus the guy running through the orchard.
It'd be lower collateral. That's really the buy off. Yeah.
Yep. And it's like, damn, man. Like that guy, the one that ran into the orchard, he's lucky. It's the guy that chose to, peel left when he should have peeled right. It's going to get the follow-up shot. It's like, damn, like that shit's wild. Fucking tough. Like, fuck.
It's wild to think about, man.
It is.
I didn't really ever think about it like whenever I was in, but like the couple of years that it's been since I've been in, and I just like start to actually like really think about shit without my lizard brain being engaged all the time and being like, oh, Ranger. Like, it's pretty wild, man. and I don't really listen to many military podcasts or whatever, man. I don't really buy into the whole like self-help shit from the other like soft dudes or what the fuck ever, man. I'm maybe because I'm a fucking asshole or whatever it is, but like I was listening to the Sean Ryan fucking podcast, dude, and one of
Mhm.
those Navy SEAL dudes was on there. It was that fucker that was like trans and then not trans anymore or
Oh,
whatever.
that guy. Yeah, the purple flannel guy.
Yeah. But he said some shit on there, dude, where he was talking about like rolling up on these fucking Afghan dudes and like being and bro, we had all the fucking same shit that those NSW dudes fucking have, if not fucking better. Besides those gay ass quad nods that don't even fucking work that well. Like uh, so you're rolling up on these fucking Afghan dudes, and it's literally like an alien in a fucking caveman, dude. We got
Yeah.
all this assets above our head. We have all this fucking technology. We can see all this fucking energy in the dark that they can't fucking see. It's like it's pretty wild to fucking think about that shit, bro. And like whenever you think about it for a minute, like our job, bro, was pretty fucking insane, man, and
Yeah.
pretty yeah, it's crazy to actually like take a step outside of that shit and really really think about it for a second. Like, damn, dude, you did some wild fucking shit, bro. Like, regardless if you fucking schwacked a lot of dudes or not, or just went to their house and fucked their shit up, you know, you did some
Fucking
wild shit.
dump their books everywhere, fucking
Yeah, be
pissed
real
on their
mean.
bed.
Oh yeah, I mean those Katejas dudes that we fucking trained up, those motherfuckers did a lot more wild shit than we did, and we had to
Oh
fucking
yeah.
take fuckers everywhere with us, and I hated it, dude.
Yeah. The ones I worked with in 19, so it was Bico at Team Bath, and then we stood up the ETFA down in Dwyer, and we had Kateas with us, and they were all right. Like, I didn't ever get to see them in action
Oh,
really, but they're very much about honor there. And there was one incident where we were doing vehicle interdictions. So we had the whole fucking 160th strike package, fucking Chinooks,
fuck
couple
yeah,
Chinooks. We had fucking like 4 or 5 Blackhawks, couple
Daps,
little
baby.
birds. And we were the QRF because we were working with NSW. And they're like, all right, cool, little Ranger platoon on the fucking on the the helo on the 47 with the Katejas, because we had to bring them out, and they wouldn't let many of them ride with the NSW
Yeah,
guys
man.
for good reason. But there was one time where it was a fucking Katejas that was like sitting right in front of my team leader. And he wanted to stretch his legs out. And he was like sitting in a way that he couldn't stretch his legs out. So he kept fucking kicking this Katejas guy in the back. And the Katejas was getting pissed. And he finally like moved. And then later it like almost turned into a whole thing where like our platoon sergeant had to go and like be like, hey, like, sorry, basically. Like the team leader
Yeah.
got into some shit for it because they're like, hey, like, he might fucking kill you, dude. Like, they're about that shit over there. Like, if you
So
fucking
they're weird.
dishonor them, they'll
Yeah,
fucking they get weird. Like, not
they get
necessarily like
weird.
normal ANA where like green on blue is a really pretty serious threat, but like that one kind of turned into one where it was like, dude, he felt dishonored. Like, he thinks,
Yeah,
in his mind, like, we're the same, right?
yeah, but yeah,
And it's
dude,
like,
we got to
yeah,
a snowball fight with ours, dude, and it like actually turned into like, I mean, you know how fucking Rangers are whenever anything gets competitive, like it's about to get physically violent. It's going to
yep.
get violent.
It'll start friendly and then it'll be
It will be
all right.
violent.
All right, we're brawling.
It's going to get violent. So we
Yeah.
started having this fucking snowball fight with the Katejas, bro, and it got like our fucking first sergeant and CO came outside and had to make a stop, dude, because we were balling them up in the fucking snow and shoving snow in their fucking faces, bro. We shoved this one dude into a fucking cleaning locker, and my buddy Spencer was just guarding it, standing in front of it. And he was like 6'4" from Alabama, corn-fed
Corn
motherfucker, dude.
fed.
Like, yeah, nobody could stop him, especially some fucking like malnourished Afghan with bird bones. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
yeah. So like it got yeah. They're weird, man. They started to get just as aggressive as we did too. And we're like, oh, okay, dude, we're just gonna start balling you guys the fuck up. So we
yeah.
did. We started to, like beat them up and shit. Um,
Oh, fucking
yeah.
hell. Yeah, no, they were an interesting bunch. There was at one point during that 2019 deployment too. We were out at an outstation up in, it's like that fucking city to the super east that the Italians were in. I'm drawing a blank on the name, we were like super far east in Afghanistan, and we had to get more Katejas. Like they were like going on leave or like rotating out or whatever the fuck they do. And the rest of the platoon had to stay there because they were doing joint raids. Like some of them were going out on raids with the NSW guys, and fucking I had to go. I was technically a team leader because one of our team leaders in our squad was fucking not on this deployment. I was just a tab spec 4, and they gave me a guy, and they're like, hey, like here's a burner phone. You got to go pick up like 8 fucking Katejas from one of the gates at BAF. And I'm like, dude, I have no idea how this is gonna fucking happen because I don't know who these guys are. So it's like I just have to show up at the gate at the time they say and hope that they're there. And they were, and then we had to take CV-22s all the way back from BAF to where we were. But that was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
they like send them through like a metal detector to make sure they don't got no bombs on them and shit. Like obviously their guns are like authorized and shit, but like they put all their bags through the metal like this to like an airport security thing.
We had to take their phones, bro. We had to, every time we would have to do a rock drill or do any kind of fucking rehearsal, they would be done and then immediately get on their fucking phones, and it sketched everybody out so bad that we ended up just taking all their phones from them.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
It was the weirdest shit I've ever fucking seen them. You know what I mean? Like it's sketchy as fuck, dude.
Yeah, like they were good. Like don't get me wrong, like Kateos for the most part were solid. Yeah,
they were good, bro. And they were brave too. Yeah. They're brave as fuck.
Brave. I've heard iffy things on that. I've heard some are useless, and I've heard other ones are pretty down.
Our dudes were good. There was one of the interpreter dudes was from Texas. He was from Dallas, Texas. You know,
Hell
yeah. That dude was super fucking cool. He spoke super good English too, just like probably better than me. You know, like that dude was fucking. He was legit. He was cool. Yeah. But yeah, I never had any really weird problems with them other than them fucking stinking. They smell bad.
So it's wild. So it's I found out that they're very clean themselves. Like they'll shower every day, but it's their uniforms. They just don't believe in doing laundry. Because I can't remember who I asked, but they were like, yeah, they just don't like doing laundry. I was like,
they're stinky as fuck. And you know, of course, like Afghans are stinky too. You know, like you pull pucks off target, and they're just, you know, they don't smell good at all.
There was one. Because like if we did a VI and there was like a bunch of guys, like they would typically send them with the 47 just because they don't want them on, you know, the 60s. And we would land and take them. And there was one guy, one of the instances we did, we fucking tightened his cuffs too tight and he kept fucking bitching. And it was like, dude, who cares? And then one of the team leaders like ended up uncuffing him in the bird, which was super kind of sketch.
Yeah.
And then another one, it was my saw gunner. He was carrying the litter and a saw, and he was helping one of these guys on. And he like didn't have him pick his feet up onto the ramp. And he like tripped, ate shit, and fucking broke his nose on the ramp. And it was just sitting there bleeding with his fucking detainee mask on, like blood got all over a litter and shit. Yeah, it was like, what the fuck, dude? And I was like, oh man, they're probably gonna think we fucking beat this guy up, when in reality he literally tripped and fell.
I've seen the Detainee put their fucking hands on some of those pucks pretty gnarly, bro.
Yeah, I'll fucking let them do it. It's like, hey, this is your boy. No, like, this is your countryman. Go for it.
No, that's exactly what we would do. Anytime they started getting crazy like that, we would be like, oh, hey, motherfucker. Like, you guys are getting wild. Okay, do your thing.
Yeah. There was one time where we typically would send the detainees right to BAF to get processed, right? And there was one time where we couldn't. Prison. What's up?
That like whatever that. It was like it's like a prison or something.
I never saw the prison. I was just involved in a couple of transfers, but there was one because we were in Dwyer and we couldn't get the guy out that night. But this guy was like apparently like a solid piece of shit, and the Kateos were like wanting to fucking kill this guy, and so we had to like guard the dude. It was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, who cares? Like, let him fucking rough this guy up. Like, I don't care. I don't want to step in between this. Like, I don't want to get fucked up. But yeah, we do transfers all the time. Fucking that shit was interesting. We'd literally just ratchet strap these guys down to like the floor of a C-130. It's like,
yep.
Hey, seatbelt.
Yeah, that shit's wild, man. I don't know. I don't know if there's some kind of facility at BAF, bro, where they like
there was
those dudes. It's like
I fucking have no idea.
It's like some kind of 3-letter facility, dude. There were some of those dudes that went out on target with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I never, so we had FBI dudes go out with us, and I guess I didn't realize it, bro, but the reason that we were taking them out is so we could actually like arrest people.
Yeah, that's weird. Like FBI is like supposed to be doing shit in America unless they're like American citizens, which you don't really see in Afghanistan. Like you see that sometimes in like Syria and Iraq, but Afghanistan different.
That that rescue mission that we went on was like an FBI deal, dude.
Huh.
It was weird. Fuck, I didn't fully understand ever, and never really even asked like what that was for. And I ended up researching it one day, and I guess it's for like prosecution ability, or like it has something to do with like being able to fucking like arrest people or some shit. I'm not fully. I don't know, man.
That's wild.
Yeah, weird shit.
It's super kind of shady black. That's literally like black ops shit going on. I'm sure that facility was probably CIA if I had to bet though. Bet back.
I mean, I think so. There's some kind of processing facility there though, right? I mean, that's where all the fucking like anytime that we would take pucks, dudes would take them somewhere else, man. They would just fucking go to some processing facility on BAF. I don't fucking know shit about it. Never went there. Never did anything like that. But I would guess also probably a fucking CIA facility. I mean, makes the most sense.
Yeah, and in a lot of cases, though, I think a lot of those dudes ended up getting released pretty quick.
I think it's like, I think so too, man.
Like if they couldn't actually like pin like legitimate, like, you know, geo fucking location, or, you know, if the like the SSC material we took off target couldn't pin them to anything serious, I think we had to let them go.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think that a lot of the times we were busting dudes on their Facebook activity and all the stuff that they were just like claiming that they were doing, man. Like straight the fuck up.
That's hilarious.
I remember I was fucking Target on Target package list, bro, of going through slides and it being like the dude's literal his fucking Facebook like posts and shit.
Screenshot. We caught you in 4K, motherfucker.
Bro, and they're like posting.
We got the receipts.
The wild shit, like, yeah, I went down to fucking. You know, the Nangahar the other day and blew up a fucking, you know, like whatever. They're just like straight up bragging about all the shit that they fucking did, you know.
Straight like, fed posting on the fucking Facebook.
yeah, dude. Yes. Like straight the fuck up. It's crazy. Like the shit that those dudes that post on Facebook is wild, dude. Wild.
Yeah. There was I went through because I had the fucking, you know, the computers in the jock. So I would like just click through fucking random folders when shit was dull and just seeing like they'd have like the full like downloads of people's phones, and it was just like going through. They take some fucking weird pictures, man. They like do all these weird little edits to them too, where it's like him and his homie, but it like looks super gay. There's like hearts and shit. Just the funniest shit. It's like what the fuck are these guys doing?
For that clout, bro. It's for the fucking clout.
Yeah, dude. I guess that's how they show that they I would love to see like a fucking spin-off Afghan fucking meme page that does shit like that. I'm sure that if you go onto like the Islamic side of Instagram and shit, you probably see this kind of stuff.
Oh, for sure.
I just don't know how to get there, and I don't really care to go there.
Yeah, me either. I don't know how to get there, and I have no business on that side.
So you got to do some call for fires when you were overseas.
No, man. Actually, the only call for fire. I never got to do any like actual live ones on target.
Okay.
A bunch of shit in training, man. A bunch of shit training there at BAF too. But no, I never. The most shit that I got to do, bro, was put the green beam on squirters, and then we would run and interdict them, man. I never got to like actually drop ordnance on anybody, unfortunately.
Well, yeah. I mean, from what it sounds like you guys didn't really get into situations where you needed to do it, but
no, we didn't. I guess that's actually, I should be thankful for that, to be honest, because that's kind of like a last ditch effort. But I got to chase after dudes on squirter interdiction. That was fun. But yeah, no, man, I never got to control aircraft on target. No.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude, that freaking beam from the sky, that shit's fucking crazy.
It works.
It works, dude.
It works. It makes it very easy to find dudes. Yeah, I got to control some sensors and shit, man, but I never got to drop any actual rockets or anything like that, man. Not anything live. Just got to play with some sensors and then push them off target whenever we got isolation and containment set, you know, all that good fun stuff.
Yes, sir.
But nothing offensive.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going kind of circling kind of way back to talking
Yeah.
about like the traditional like Ranger, you know, patrolling fucking patrol bases and shit. Like that shit, I think you probably, seeing like the shit happening in Ukraine right now. Like as far as like air assets go, like they don't have a whole lot of traditional air assets, and they are using, aside from like their drones, which is another fucking can of worms we can get into if we want. But like you're seeing like the resurgence of like traditional fucking basic ass call for fire, because artillery is playing a huge fucking role in that fight on both sides.
Pretty cool to see, pretty wild to see. I'm sure you probably know this. Russia is really big on their artillery, man. They rely heavily on their artillery. So it's kind of crazy to see just these huge blown out fucking like World War One-esque fucking battlefields, dude, that have just been shelled to fuck. Just mud shrapnel pits, it really, to me, all the trench shit is really reminiscent of World War One, dude, how fucking gnarly and brutal it is. It's World War One with fucking drones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
some of the same machine guns are being used. I'm sure you've seen the fucking what, dude. I feel like I'm just retarded today. Not the STG. You know which one I'm talking about? The Russian one that shoots 7.62 by 54R with the fucking big water cooling and like the fucking cage. Yeah. Like those are being used and getting fucking outfitted with like thermals and shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. It's pretty insane. I
don't envy him.
It's a crazy war, bro. I don't envy him either, man. That shit's gnarly, bro. And I never did any hard fighting like that, really. I don't know what that would be like, bro. It would be like hell, man. Especially with no support and all the dudes. Like we were lucky, man. Everybody that we were around was motivated to be there and do the job, right? Could you imagine being in that shitty of a situation? And we were mostly, I mean, as far as what I can tell from what you've told me, we've both been in pretty good situations as far as combat deployments go.
Yeah.
And being target and playing the fucking game or whatever you want to call it. Could you imagine being around a bunch of unmotivated dudes in the worst fucking pit of combat hell you could ever be in? Dude, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how they get fucking anything done, like as a leader. It's like, dude, like these guys are literally conscripted. They're literally being forced to fight. Like they couldn't leave the fucking country when the shit started going down. Like,
sorry, man. It's sad too, bro. There's a lot of young dudes dying for no fucking reason. And
on both sides. On both fucking sides. Yeah.
Straight the fuck up on both sides. Yeah. I'm not some kind of like fucking Ukraine simp or any fucking thing like that. I think that shit's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the motherfuckers should just kill each other, but they should stop. We shouldn't be involved in it. We should just let the motherfuckers kill each other. Whatever. It just sucks, dude. On both sides for sure. I guess it's like estimated that Russia has lost like, I saw a report, dude, that said something around like 100 to 300,000 fucking dudes.
Yeah.
And it's got to be more, bro.
I think probably. I mean, it's hard to tell. Like you fucking get a whole, company size element wiped out. It's like, how can you confirm that they're all dead? How can they confirm that they're all dead? And Russia, of course, lies about their official casualties. As any country typically would in a large scale conflict like that. Like you don't want to be revealing your hand too much, but like you can't confirm whether they defected or yeah. I think go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's just insane, bro. It's like, I don't know, man. It just seems like a kind of a senseless loss of life. I don't really fucking get it.
Yeah.
I'm also not Russian or Ukrainian, so I'd probably, that's probably why I don't get it, but it just seems like, I don't know, man.
I mean, I think it's almost like an ethnic conflict to a degree, but it's with two first world countries, which you don't see, very often. Like, you see shit in Africa all the time, like fucking neighboring countries fucking going and killing the other tribes and shit. But you don't ever see it on the scale that we're seeing in Ukraine of, full on tank battles. Like the last time there was tank battles is like fucking World War II, I think there was a big ass battle, I think this year too, or I guess technically last year in like the same area as like the largest tank battle of World War II. It's like a meld of World War II and World War I. but
It's gnarly.
with the added fucking terror of drones, dude.
Fucking drones, man. And I didn't honestly, bro, I didn't think that this shit was gonna go off like it did. You know what I
Mm.
mean? I didn't really think that Russia was gonna like push the envelope that hard to kind of get off on this for a second. I thought it was just gonna be some kind of grandstanding like in 2014, but
Mm-hmm.
nah. Like motherfucker, I guess was we're 2 years into it, right?
Almost, yeah, dude, almost. Dude,
Kind
that's
of
fucking
wild.
crazy. Because it started going down like literally as I was turning my SIF gear. Like the invasion week happened the week I was getting out of the army, and I was like, everyone was joking in the SIF line. They're like, "Oh, why are you guys here? Turn your stuff in. Like you're gonna just get called back in." And I'm like, "Fuck you. I hope not.
Yeah,
I'll be pissed."
like fuck you.
But a bunch of the third ID guys, because we have to go to Fort Stewart. A bunch of them were getting called into SIF to fucking get extra, like the RIF or the RFI
Um,
rather, to
yeah,
go over to Europe or potentially go over to Europe. I don't think they ever went, to my
damn.
knowledge. And if I did know if they did or not, I wouldn't say. But uh, they were all fucking. It was fucking crazy in there. I was like, damn, like
Yeah, man.
fucking
That's
shit, dude.
what I'm thinking. I'm still on IRR for or whatever the fuck it's
You
called.
got another like fucking 3 or 4 years.
I got like a year and some change, I think.
Oh, you're in some change. Oh yeah, that's not too
I
bad.
think. Yeah, I think I got a year and some change. But I mean, I a lot of people are like they're like, are you scared of the and dude, like, whatever, man. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck. You know what I mean, dude? It's like you already signed up to do the fucking job. It would suck to go to some big army unit. I would try to go back to battalion if I could, if I got called back in, somehow.
pull some
Um,
strings.
or
Or
whatever, dude. I would try. Yes, I would
oh
try.
yeah, 100%.
I
I
would
would
try.
not fucking want to
No,
go to a fucking
God,
leg
dude.
unit or even an airborne
God,
unit.
God, dude. It seems so fucking abysmal. I know you got buddies in the 82nd. I got buddies in the fucking 82nd,
Hmm.
dude. And not only that, just being that close to fucking Task Force 254 or whatever the fuck that big army unit was right there. You know what I'm talking about? The fucking big army unit that's right there by RASP and right there by 375. I don't even know what fucking is. I think it's a third ID
It's
unit
a third
or
ID. It is a third ID. Yeah,
yeah, dude, those fucking guys, bro. Like,
trash.
I'm, oh man, I couldn't imagine going to war with those dudes, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine, and I would have been in a bad position, but I couldn't imagine. Like goes back to being the whole Ukraine thing. Could you imagine being around a bunch of unmotivated fucking fat losers that are just gonna fucking give up and die whenever the shit gets tough? Like, nah, dude, you want to be around the motherfuckers that are gonna fight to the bloody fucking end,
Yeah.
you know? Like, or at least I do, and obviously you do. Like, fucking a man.
Like if you gotta pick that, it's like go to war with killers or go to war with guys that join for college. It's like,
Yeah, man. No more killers, dude.
the
Yeah,
hard one there. I mean,
yeah.
obviously, like if you or I were called back, I'm luckily finished my IRR time. Because so I was did the fucking delayed entry program, which I guess counted for some of my time in the
Oh, dude,
IRR, which was wild
yeah.
because I joined in like October of 14 technically, but I didn't ship until June of 15, so I had like 7 months ish
Oh shit.
of time that counted towards it. So when I got out, it was 22, and I'd done just about 7 years active. So I only had a few months. I only had till that October of that year to complete my
You're done.
IRR requirement. But obviously, if
Yeah,
we got called back in and we couldn't, volunteer again for RASP or, just get pulled right back in, that would be my
do
dream.
it.
I'd be like, all right, hey, throw me back in
Yeah,
my platoon. I'll literally just fucking, I'll be an AB. I don't give a fuck. Like, just,
yeah,
just put me back
yeah.
with my boys. But you would make the
Straight
most
up.
of it regardless of where you'd go. And you would hopefully,
Yeah,
it's like, hey, shit stick situation. It's like, hey, now I've got to, show people what the fuck a ranger lineage means,
yeah.
kind of
Hey,
like the charters. It's like, hey,
exactly.
like we're going to war. It's like I'm gonna fucking do my best to fucking get my squad, my platoon as ready as we can be, give us the best
Yeah,
chance of making it through this shit.
straight
Um,
up, man.
but that would
That
be
would
that would be
it.
fucking hard, bro. That would be
It
fucking
would suck. It
draining.
would suck. It'd be a morale killer for sure.
Yeah,
I would feel sorry for myself for a second for sure.
yeah. But you wouldn't be able to feel sorry for yourself for long. That's the thing. It's like you have to put on the
No,
fucking the war
you have to get
face.
after it.
Yeah.
Yep, you have to get after it. Which is kind of that's you know um speaking of that, that's one of the kind of the cool things about the fucking airsoft thing, dude, because you're kind of like taking yourself and putting yourself into like if you get like a random platoon of fucking little shitheads at Milsom West, you're kind of putting yourself into that like big army platoon to where you're like I've got to make the best of this fucking situation.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
So,
yeah, I will definitely want to get into that.
oh,
Because I
yeah.
know Blue Jeans trying to get me to go out, and it's like, dude, I fucking want to. I need to fucking would have to build out
Please.
my kits and shit. But
It's
I would
cool,
love
bro.
to. I think that would be aside from going in contracting and doing like GRS or something. I think that would probably help. And aside from like training with my boys here in Utah, I think that
Yeah.
would help kind of scratch my itch for because like, dude, my thing right now is I'll get hammered with my boy Ben, my Russian homie.
Yeah.
And like we have this fucking little like whenever we go out and drink or whatever we're hanging out together, like we'll fucking we have these twerk videos that we'll watch and we'll intersperse them with like combat footage. So it's like
Fuck
the
yeah.
fucking duality of man.
That's it.
But I'll
That's
get
it,
sad and we'll be watching like the cool Ranger edits that people put up on YouTube. I'm like,
dude.
fuck man, like I'm in that one. Like I miss my
Used to be me.
boys. That's me.
Used to
That's
be
me.
me. Yeah. No,
But I think
dude,
going out to Milsom West would kind of scratch that itch, especially if I worked up to cadre. I don't know how that works. If you got to kind of show up a few times, or if you can just pop in based on kind of past life experience. But
it's a little bit of both, man. It's a little bit of vibing with the crew, but bro, and I always say this, and the more Rangers, the better, dude.
mm-hmm.
And Nick is like one of my best friends now, dude.
Dude,
He's
Nick's
become like
hilarious.
I love him, dude. He's my fucking bro, and me and him and I are just like two rabid fucking pit bulls out there. And then now we got Evan, Zeraldo.
Is he what's his Instagram handle? I'll probably recognize that.
Nocturne Kinetics.
Oh yeah. Nocturne Connects. Yeah.
He's the 175 dude. So
Yep.
now it's like us three, and we're just like completely fucking unhinged together, dude. And
Oh,
it
dude.
really does scratch that itch, dude. As I was transitioning out of battalion and out of the army, dude, I didn't want to get out. I was getting out because I got a divorce and my ex-wife taking my fucking son back to Texas, and
fuck.
It made shit pretty fucking complicated, dude. And I did not want to fucking get out, especially without getting my fucking Ranger tab. As much as I hate to fucking admit it, and as much as I like to talk shit about the fucking Ranger tab, how it's a trade dog, big army leadership school, blah 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 blah. My goal was to go all the fucking way, and do everything that was required of me. Anyway, so whenever I got out, I really was looking for something to fill that fucking void, man. And the Milsom West thing really, really fucking helped me, dude. And it helped me be around other Rangers, which was the big one, because I moved all the way from Georgia back to Texas, where there were no other fucking Rangers around me whatsoever. And nobody really understood me, dude. Not even my old friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So, yeah. So like, I had a hard time hanging out with my old friends because our mentalities weren't the fucking same anymore, bro. They weren't motivated.
You've been brainwashed.
I mean, bro, it used to be called indoctrination program.
It did. I think that's such a cooler fucking name than RAS. RIP. Fucking go.
But they can't call it that. They can't call it an indoctrination program. They can't let everybody know it's the fucking cult.
Yeah. It's like, hey, our advertising needs to get toned down a little bit. We can't be telling people.
Can't let everybody in on it. But yeah, man. And so I came back home, divorced, single fucking dad, still super motivated, still in great shape, still fucking in the Ranger fucking mindset, and like, bro, literally cut just about all of my old friends out of my fucking life too, 100%, man. Like, and it was probably one of the best things that I ever did for myself. Josh just so happened to fucking hit me up. Josh Warren, old 275 dude.
Is he what's his fucking handle? I think I know who you're talking about. He does Milsom West.
J Skelly 275.
Okay. No, there's another Ranger. There was, I think, 375 guy who's been doing it for a while. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but
Jim Hansen.
Instagram handle. I don't remember people's names. I only know about their handles.
Mayhem Actual.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I'm thinking about. Yeah.
my bro, man. I love that dude. I love that dude, man. He's
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
awesome. Uh, that's my bro. I have a lot of respect for that dude, man. That's a dude that you need to fucking get on and talk. Dude, he has some fucking, he has some, he has some badass fucking stories from battalion, man. Uh,
Okay.
um, uh, but yeah, dude. And Josh hit me up, dude, and asked me to come work for him. At that time, I was working for this. I just started working for this other like super low qual. I don't want to talk a lot of shit about him, dude, or anything. Just not as a bunch of big army dudes who had an airsoft production company that they were doing. A Cav dude,
Mhm.
some other like big army dudes, and I didn't really, it's like coming from two different worlds, dude. I
Yeah.
didn't understand anything that they were fucking talking about. Like really, they're like
Mhm.
telling me all this about the big armies, so it just wasn't my right type of environment. Josh hit me up, dude, and I went to go work for Milsim West one time, dude, and it was like being back in fucking battalion, kind of really.
Damn.
And that's how I got into the whole RR thing, the
Uh-huh.
Russians thing. Like it all happened all at the fucking same time, man. And it like it it really fucking helped like remotivate me, refocus me, keep me in fucking shape. Um, it just really gave me a lot of like I know this is gonna sound like cheesy or whatever, but it like brought back my drive and purpose, man. And like especially becoming part of the Russians, you know, and having which we can get into that whole fucking thing too if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Wild. Uh, that you know, it just really fucking helped me. I don't know, dude. Be kind of my fucking self again. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, yeah. No, you're speaking exactly how I've kind of been feeling, man. Like I got to do something. You got to go feral. Like I call it
Yeah,
going like fucking feral for a little bit. Not
do
necessarily
it.
every week, but like a couple, once, twice a month, just go out and do,
It
like
helps,
going
bro.
out shooting, doing
Yeah,
night vision shit. Like I was just out this weekend with a crew. Got to teach my brother how to shoot under nods for the first time, which was like super sick. And it was like, dude, like this is like running through the fucking CQM drill, like doing all the fucking like here's how you shoot with the barricade. It was like just kind of back in that Ranger NCO kind of mode. And it was like, fuck, man, like
feels good.
uh, so I'm gonna have to fucking talk offline with you and Nick about how to get out there and shit. But that's something I would definitely love to do. Maybe as it gets a little bit warmer and a little bit less shitty weather, but and so I can have
So
time to
I
to
do
build
all
up a
the
kit.
games. Yeah,
What's
I do
that?
all the games all year, bro. I mean, Nick and I are at every game.
Mm-hmm.
All we do every game.
Hell
So
yeah.
we actually both just got like kind of like promotions in the company too. So we're like full time employees.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
That's
I
fucking
mean,
badass.
it took us all the way to Spain, man.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
pretty
that.
it's pretty cool, man. And I've been an airsofter since I was fucking 12.
Dude, same.
Um, yeah. So I'm fucking 35 now. So like it's about time it started like
Dedicated.
putting money in my pocket and like you know,
Yeah,
you know,
I get paid now, bitch. Let's go.
yeah, man. Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
And those airsofters, dude, they want to hang out with guys like us, man. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
Like they
because
want to hang
they
out
they
with
have that aspiration for a lot of them. It's like, hey, like I want to
some of
fucking
them
do it.
do.
Yeah.
Some of them do, man. And some of them, honestly, bro, you'll see some of those kids out there and you'll be like, God damn, bro, the RR shit will fucking blow your mind, bro. It's like
Dude, I
it,
see all your fucking posts. I'm like, dude, they look like they're having too much fun out there. I'm like, fuck. So, all
it's
right,
insane,
all right,
man.
I'm
It's
sold.
the boys club. It's the fucking boys club again, bro. And like and it's another cool way to be around a bunch of like-minded military age male dudes that are looking for that same type of bravado, camaraderie, same type of environment to where you can just like be your fucking self, bro. It's like fucking the He-Man Woman Haters Club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's boys, dude. It's cool as fuck, and I'm very grateful that it's as big a part of my life as it is, dude. And I get to travel a lot. I get to hang
Hmm.
out with my best. Those dudes have become my best friends, man. In my regular life, I hang out with my 8-year-old son and I hang out with my girlfriend, dude. I don't really like kick it with anybody or anything like that, man. And those dudes are like my bros, and I feel like I can be myself around them. I don't feel like I can be myself around a lot of people and not try to fucking sound any kind of fucking like type of way. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I've always like that. That's not like an army thing or anything. I've always
Hmm.
kind of felt like that. So. Uh, It helps a lot, dude. It does, especially with the fucking antsiness. Because I'm ADHD, dude. So then I get like all this like, fucking energy, or
Hmm.
I get on my fucking girlfriend's nerves on the off season. That's why I gotta like go ruck and like stay fucking doing PT and shit. And like I recently picked up the USPSA shooting stuff too, so I
Oh
can
fuck
start
yeah.
doing that. And I've been doing it all from conceal, bro. I've been doing it like I carry my EDC shit, like reloading out of my pocket
Oh
and
dude,
drawing from my
pocket mag.
yeah. So
uh Yeah, I shot
just going at
my first USPSA comp doing fucking. I had a shitty leather Galco holster for my Glock, and then I was doing pocket reloads, and I fucking outshot our platoon's fucking one of our squad leaders who was out there. And I was like, damn, all right, I'm hooked, I'm sold. Let's do this. I haven't shot
fun,
one of
man.
those in a minute, but those are fucking legit.
I've got three of them. I just started like a couple of months ago. And because I was just getting bored, bro, in the off season, the Milsom West off season, I was just getting really bored. I also own a moving company, so I
Hmm.
do that all the too. But yeah, man, I was just getting bored and I wanted to do something that was, fun and cool, shoot
Yeah,
guns, something like that. So I started doing the USPSA shit because why the fuck not?
right. Makes
So,
sense, dude. So yeah, what tell us about the Rushing Russians? Is that
so
it's a cult, is
yeah,
what I've kind of
that's
gathered.
what they say. That's what they say. It's the largest cultural appropriation club in the world, dude. We got over 420 members. We have over 30 chapters. We have two international chapters, one in Mexico and one in Chile, soon to be one in Europe. Um, it's the biggest and baddest BB club, cultural appropriation club, street gang, fitness club uh, in the fucking world, dude. It's absolutely insane. It's kind of built around a pretend clerical structure. So there's a pope, there are bishops, and then on down for like the head leadership. Nick and I are both bishops of certain territories of the United States of America. Nick is over there on the East Coast and the North Carolina area. I believe he has a couple of states around North Carolina. I have Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Louisiana, and another. And basically, there are different chapters in each state. There are chapter heads and then bishops that oversee the chapter heads and the chapters in the state.
Okay,
Yeah. So it
that's
gets there's a fitness
organized.
standard. Yeah, it's organized. Yeah. There's a fitness standard. There's some lore, there's some like mystical lore and some secret lore. Once you become a made man and an initiated member, you get brought into. We do a bunch of like goofy fucking pregame rituals where we'll like bring out like a pseudo Eastern Orthodox priest and with a fucking burning incense altar and like bless all of
Bless
our
the
guns.
AKs.
Yeah, yeah. We do some wild shit, man. And there's like probie status, which is basically like being a private. Dudes get smoked up. If they're not doing you're held to a certain standard on the BB field, and if you don't meet that on and off the BB field, actually, and if you don't meet that standard, you can be reprimanded with burpees or any kind of other physical, what do you call it? Physical,
Corrective training.
corrective training. That's it. Molding the men that that a made man deems necessary. Make the probies fight. We get together after the games and throw big fucking parties. This year on the West Coast, we're having RR Con, which is the biggest Rushing Russians event throughout the year. All the chapters or most of the chapters will either show up or send representatives. We rent out a hotel conference room and we basically do like a state of battalion address. And it's like the state of Rushing Russians address. And we talk about issues within the club. We line out. Yeah, I mean, it's it's pretty it's pretty intense. And then each chapter does a certain impression too.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
of
so
a
that makes sense.
Russian unit.
Right, makes sense because I've seen different outfits. Like I know Nick's been wearing. I can't remember. It's like that green. It looks almost like AOR2.
Vector, dude, it fucking rules.
Okay,
That shit is
yeah. And
badass. I
then
just
I've
got it.
seen nice, and I've seen like the black jumpsuits and shit, and
Yeah.
dude. Oh man, it's tough because
Yeah.
my fucking my homie Ben, who I want to get on the podcast at some point, but like his stories, he can't say a whole lot about. But he's like legit, like his parents defected from the Soviet Union, like immigrated to the U.S. So his dad's like, I'm gonna let him tell the story. It's not my place to talk about here, but he's like legit Russian. Like Russian was his like I think his primary language growing up, so he's pretty much fluent in it. I'm learning from
Yeah.
him.
That's
So
sick.
he's kind
My
of like
grandparents-
very very kind of skeptical of y'all because we've talked about it a few times. Like, yo, what do you think about them? He's like, I don't know, man. But I
Hey,
told him,
you
I'm
know
like,
what's
hey,
crazy,
dude,
bro?
like if you went out there, I bet they'd fucking love
Oh,
it because he looks the
so
fucking part.
we got a VDV. We have a dude that was a VDV guy, man. That's Igor,
Hell
our
yeah.
buddy Igor.
Okay.
And then we find our photos all over fucking FSB, Russian FSB telegrams, and bro, 9 times out of 10, they fucking love it, dude.
That's actually that makes sense. Actually, I think that they would because you guys try and from what I could tell, you guys try and do accurate, like super accurate representation. So
Yes, bro. We try really hard to make that shit accurate, and like, there's a bit of a fucking cheesy element to it too, you know.
you gotta
But
make
like,
it fun.
it's got to be fun, dude. And you know what, man? We're the big bad wolf on the fucking airsoft field, man. You know, like we show up and we fucking bully people, dude, and we ball hard and we fucking we fucking take it to them, dude. And the cool thing about Milson West is there's like legit BB team rivalries there. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever we show up, we're gunning for each other and shit. So it makes it like, you know what I mean? It makes it fun, and it makes it fun to be like to play the Russian side because you're the fucking perceived bad guy. So we play that shit the fuck
Dude,
up,
the
dude.
bad being the bad guy is always the more fun.
It's the best. You know, and so on my father's side, bro, my grandparents and all the rest of my family are Russian. They're all from Moscow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of a fucking excuse me for 1 second. I have a little
Yeah,
bit
you're good.
of a small cultural connection as well, so it adds like kind of a cool fucking thing to it. And it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be pretty tongue in cheek kind of too, but really, dude, we're really just trying to fucking
I mean,
go
not
hard.
everyone not everyone can be NATO. There's got to be the out four.
Got
There's
to
got
be a
to be
bad
the
guy,
out
bro.
four.
And you want to be good bad guy. You want to be good at being bad. So
Some jail son and shit.
that's it, dude. Hey, I love that guy, man.
I'm the
That guy
bad
kills
guy.
me, dude. Hell yeah.
That was a nasty line by me. The fucking Tito Ortiz press conference.
Here's another story about lions. Yeah.
uh,
Um, I don't. Yeah, man, it's cool, dude. It's a lot of fun and it's pretty fanatical, and that's what's fun about it because the boys take it fucking serious, dude. And um, you know, that's what makes it fun, man. It means something to a lot of those younger dudes, and that's one of the cool things. Especially like like being an NCO and battalion, bro. Most of your privates or the untapped dudes were young guys, man,
yeah.
and they're looking for that big brother or that positive male role model in their life, dude. And everybody at their fucking house is a lazy fat pussy. All their fucking peers are fucking Zoomer faggots that fucking, you know what I'm saying, bro? That
All
are
they do
soft.
is twerk, charge phone, and vape.
Dude and a chick and all this stupid ass shit. When these dudes are looking for like an outlet to be a fucking dude, man, to be a man, or do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and
Oh,
and, and that's what a
we're
lot
on the
of
same
people are
page.
looking. So like, it's positive in a lot of fucking aspects, man, and it's a place where young dudes can be their fucking self without fear of being judged by people who are not their fucking peers, actually not their peers. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on the
All
outside, it
right.
looks goofy, and it is, but like it has some like actual fucking value and some actual
Well, you're
fucking.
learning real shit too. I mean, to ask, are you
That's
guys
another part.
doing shit out of Russian FMs? Or are you guys doing pretty much like just American style fucking patrolling
We
tactics?
Up until now, we have been doing it straight out of the Ranger handbook, bro. And I've been
Mm-hmm.
teaching dudes I learned that battalion because honestly, I feel like that was the fucking best because I felt like we were the goddamn best.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I started to teach. However, recently we've been nugging into the weeds on doing some Russian tactics and trying to get a bit more authentic in that
Okay.
regard. The only thing that kind of sucks is most of that shit is based around cav shit. It's based around vehicles.
Right.
Most of it
BMPs,
is based
fucking
around,
BTRs. Yeah.
yeah, dude.
They're all very mechanized aside from, their VDV, which I think is still technically like a lot of it is mechanized still, even though they're technically airborne or whatever.
Right,
Outside of like
right.
Spetsnaz, which, yeah, no, that makes sense. But yeah, it's hard to do that. Not everyone can afford you guys can't afford having BTRs for the
Yeah.
whole fucking op four.
And I hate vehicles in airsoft, man. It's just dangerous, and airsofters are fucking
Right.
retarded.
Right.
You know, like so. Um, but yeah, dude. We've been trying to like integrate a little bit more of that stuff, and we do try to use Russian commands. We've been integrating that a little bit more, so it's a little bit more authentic on camera and whenever we record shit. Um, yeah, man, we try to, and this is for the Russian dudes, not anybody, not just some normie fucking Rust 4 or militia dude. This is specifically just for the RR dudes,
Right.
where we try to, make it a bit more authentic. You know what I mean? And so the immersions are fucking a bit better.
Yeah.
Uh, and if you the you know, and so it's fun, man. And at the end of every fucking game, we always gather up the probies and smoke the fucking shit out of them after they've already been going hard for 40 hours. So it's like it's cool,
Hell
man.
yeah. Hell
It's
yeah.
it's
All
a, it's a
right.
really cool bonding
I'm
experience.
sold. I'm sold. You'll have to send me the
Oh, I will.
regulations and shit so I can start looking at gear.
Yeah, bro.
They're
And I can help you out with any fucking questions you got. And I got like an army of fucking Zoomers that are like so fucking spun up on this shit, man.
fucking
Like
rady, dude.
they are. They are, man. These kids are fucking cool. And it I think you
I'll
would
have my boy Ben focus on like Russian combat phrases so I can be out there fucking
have,
scream
yeah.
at them in
And,
Russian.
and, and what's cool is a lot of the dudes will want to fucking learn Russian shit from him, bro. They're gonna ask him a lot of questions and they're gonna be interested in that side of it too, bro. Like it's fucking cool, man. And I don't know. It would geek me out if I was a Russian dude and I was like some fucking like FSB dude, and these kids were like, I saw this whole fucking thing where for what it is, I'd be like, whoa, dude. Like when I saw Task Force Mayhem that does like early 2010 Ranger kit and
Yeah,
how
that
fucking
shit's
hard.
dope.
Exactly. Exactly. I was like, okay, this is a Ranger impression shit that I can actually get behind. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first started doing this shit, I was kind of like, oh, you fucking dudes dressing up like. I was like, this is kind of fucking like. I don't know how I feel about that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, just being real. You know, like we can be kind of like scroll protectors. You know what I mean? And be like, hey, that's you can't fucking do that. Like I don't
Hmm.
know.
I mean, he was
I don't
like, I
know.
think one of the first guys I saw that was like legit, like Ranger
Oh
going
yeah.
over to do airsoft. I'm like, I mean, like,
Oh yeah, man.
it kind of made sense, like the stuff we've been talking about, where it's like, hey, he probably was like looking for, an outlet, and it's like, hey, like, I've already got the fucking
Yeah,
MBAB
Josh
and all the
fucking that
Ranger
up.
green shit, dude.
Yeah,
Let's fucking
and
run it.
Josh too, man. That's why Josh started fucking. That's why Josh started Milsom West because whenever he got out of battalion, dude, you know, um, he was just looking for somewhere to put that fucking energy, and he just so happened to just get the right group of dudes. And dude, we got fucking Marsoc dudes, no naval special warfare dudes yet, but they're Green Berets.
Hmm.
Fuck, and this is other cadre, bro. It's a there's a wealth of fucking knowledge there from a lot of different backgrounds, bro. So it's
Hmm.
really fucking cool, you
Yeah.
know.
I remember growing up. So I lived in Fresno, actually, where Hill 559 is. I
It,
actually went out there and just did a weekend event. I didn't do a Milson West, but I remember looking at, I think it was that one, or maybe it was when I moved to Utah, and I saw like, oh, like we're doing a Milsim event, and they're like, oh, we're gonna have actual like former military guys running through battle drills like the first day and shit. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. I was like, fuck.
yeah, that's another
So
thing that we do too, man. We always take the client, just like you were talking about, learning like applicable stuff and what tactics we're using. We always do classes like while we're doing check-in. Check-in starts at 2, and we usually don't step off our 1400, and we usually don't step off until 21.
mhm.
So we have a lot of time to do check-in, and so we usually run through fucking mostly Battle Drill 1 Alpha because getting dudes to react to contact is, as you know, is fucking paramount. So like that's mostly what we like hammer out. We have hammered out other shit too, like wedge and hand signals, march, patrolling formations, how to set into a patrol base. Like we start to get into some of that type of stuff, but really it's just some basic hand signals, battle drill 1 alpha, and you just fucking let them rip, man. And you try to get them into a fucking patrol base.
Oh my dude, I can imagine that's such a fucking headache, bro. It's a headache doing it with trained people, let alone fucking 16-year-olds. And you're just like, oh my God. In the dark, yeah. Bro. Making triangles in the woods in the dark.
Been there together, right? It's their first time to do this shit together. So like it gets to be
most of them probably don't have nods.
No, exactly. It gets to be trying, bro. So like but man, it's fucking fun, dude. It's really fun, bro. And that's all it is. You know what I mean? Nobody's out there fucking acting like they're fucking tier 1 Delta Force fucking superstar battle tested warrior, man. Everybody's just out there having fun, no egos, unless it's like a rivalry thing, which that's BB ego. So you're already a fucking loser anyway. So whatever. And it's just fun, man. I'm 35 years old, dude, and it's still fun as fuck to me, dude. And that may just be because I'm a nerd and I've always been a nerd, but like, I don't know, man. And my son's super into it. Once he gets old enough, I'm going to take him.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, man. It's just fun, dude. And I quite enjoy it. And it scratches that itch that you were talking about.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest one. Cause you can a flat range, doing shooting, all fun and games. It's hard to coordinate dudes to do like a live fire. Like if we were wanting to do like a fucking squad live fire, like you need guys for safety, you need fucking all that shit. It would be dope. It's something I want to put together eventually. Because I do have a lot of gun homies out here in Utah, but it would be a lot of classroom shit, and then we're gonna do hella dry runs, and we probably wouldn't even do night just because that shit's fucking sketch. And finding a spot to do it too is hard because it's like you can do it on public land, but we'd have to go pretty far out to do the whole officer planning side of things, where it's like, all right, range fan, like where can we shoot, like we have to fucking set up road guards to make sure no one's going to drive through the fucking maneuver area because it's public land, shit like that.
It's a lot of planning.
It's a lot of planning, but sounds like
I would love to do something like that, bro.
Cool.
The most type of shit that I don't like. I haven't done a fucking other than Airsoft, and that doesn't really count in my opinion, man. I haven't done any kind of squad live fire shit in fucking years, bro. And I would love to get with a group of dudes that could actually even to do something like that, man, that I would trust to be around. That's one of the reasons why I don't go shoot with a lot of people around here, bro, is because I honestly don't trust a lot of motherfuckers, dude, on the range. Honestly. Yeah. And that's not me being pretentious or anything like that. I just have seen, even at those USPSA matches that I go to, bro, I've seen some fucking goofy ass shit dude. And on some kind of like big open fucking range, and that shit kind of just sketches me out a little bit, dude. And I would like to go with dudes that I trust and I'd be more comfortable with. Like I would love to shoot with fucking Nick. I shot with Josh. Him and I did kind of like a buddy live fire drill where we were bounding together. Well, that was super fucking fun. And I haven't done anything live fire with anything like that in fucking, since I was in battalion, man. And I would love to shoot, man. I would love to find a group of guys around here to fucking shoot with, like, real steel shit. Because airsoft, it goes both ways, right? Like you were saying a second ago, the flat range stuff is fun and cool, and doing all that stuff is fun, but it's not the force on force stuff. And the force on force stuff is fun and cool, but it's airsoft guns at the end of the day.
Yeah. So you got about 100 meters, maybe.
Having access to both is ideal and fun, man. And of course I love fucking shooting, dude. I love shooting. So yeah, I noticed the fucking gun community in Utah is pretty fucking big, man.
It's solid. It's solid. Like I got LinkedIn, dude. I fucking lucked out, man. I gotta hand it to my homie Ben. So I met him right before I moved back to Utah. And like I said, I'm gonna have to get him on the podcast because he's super chill. But he's cool as fuck. That's that's the guy. Yeah. So because of his tattoos and stuff, like he gets, sometimes he'll get modeling work for companies. I remember he knows like the guys that run Tarkov, and they were in talks to maybe make a skin based around his fucking his shit, which is dope. But he's super tied in with a bunch of bunch of guys in the
Cool.
gun world. And he's introduced me to a bunch. I'm close friends with like Jay, Ice Pick Jay, if you know him.
I was just about to say, man, I was gonna say that dude, I know him just from Instagram, but that would be one dude that I would definitely want to fucking kick it with, man. He seems
Dude,
cool as fuck.
he's cool. He is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Him and Cole F. I don't know if you know Cole F. He's a photographer guy.
Maybe not.
He's like the raccoon photographer guy. If you go on my personal page, especially. But he was out at the range with us, and then we have our buddy Zachary Elwert, who's he's not a gun guy per se. I mean, he is. Don't get me wrong, but he's like a photography guy, and he does a lot of cool video work for a lot of people. I think he's gone down to Eddie Gallagher's place. I think Stronghold Soft a few times, done stuff with them. So they're all pretty well connected. It's like cool. Like I can bring Ranger experience to the table and like my network of Ranger homies.
Oh yeah, dude.
But
yeah,
it's solid out here.
That's what it seems like, man. And that's cool that you're hanging out with Jay, man. Like I said, he seems like
not anymore because now he works at Commando Store in fucking South Dakota.
Oh, should he moved?
Yeah, he moved. Unfortunately, which is good though because he's been crushing up there. Like I see his stuff, and it's like I know he got brought on as like some warehouse job, but immediately he was like, "Hey, I have marketing ideas," because he's very artistic. You
can tell.
You can tell like he's very much about the aesthetics and doing stuff, and he knows how to make a cool fucking action video and stuff. So like like their drop of the Pattern 84 rigs, like that whole clearing the warehouse little reel they did was his idea. Like he's got a bunch of just really cool ideas, and he looks fucking scary and cool too. So that helps.
Yeah, exactly. He looks cool on camera. He's got a cool like bad guy aesthetic, which is like kind of like the vibe. You know what I mean? Like I guess the like our generation of like millennial dudes like vibe now is like scary fucking
fucking criminal shit.
yeah, exactly.
It's kind of funny. I'm falling into that fucking trap every time I hang out with one of them. I'm like, fuck, dude, I need more tattoos.
Yeah, I kind of came from that background to begin with, so it was just like natural for me to kind of like fall back into that hole without being too like fucking gooner or whatever the fuck about it. There's a proper way to like.
It's a line. It's a fucking fine line to do it, and you can do it really tastefully, or you can do it just fucking douchey.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of the guys just fucking jump right past that fucking line.
They're like, all right, I'm gonna be a fucking goober.
Yeah, dude.
But then they get clowned on the gram though. I like that the community, as a whole, like across, like the merch brands and like the gun brands and then the fucking, all that shit. People are kind of wising up to it. It's like, all right, it's one thing if it's for marketing, but it's one thing if that's your fucking all your shtick is just fucking hype beast marketing, which I have to ride the line on running Rockwell Designs, right? Where it's like, I fucking hate the word drop. Like I fucking hate using it because so many people have ruined it, even though it's like a legitimate term in, like streetwear culture and fucking shit like that, where it's like, oh, here's the drop. But it's like so many people have been doing just, the same fucking shit, same fucking skull with fucking nods. It's like, yeah, it was cool the first couple of times. And I was just like, all right, come on. Can we do something else? Can we get a little bit more creative?
Let's see something fucking cool, man. Let's see something original, except for a skateboard and some fucking nods and oh, man.
It was cool the first time. And then it's like, you saw someone get success with it. And then, people try to copycat it.
Yeah. That's what it seems like, man, for sure. Yeah. But I'm glad, I try to just like stay in my own little stupid ass lane with that, with that type of shit. And a rusty kid and overshoot kids with fucking BB guns on the weekends.
That sounds like so much fun.
It is, bro. It's
aside from all the fun fucking parts of just getting to be a Ranger again, almost as close as you can get, can get without the fucking live rounds and the funding.
Yep. Dude, and the best part of it is being around other Rangers, man, because you get that cool ass vibe, dude. Me, Nick, and Evan were in the back of this U-Haul, dude, and I'm wearing Christ, wearing my AVS. I got a fucking Block 2. I got my fucking Ops Core on. I got my nods on, and we're sitting in the back of this fucking U-Haul, dude, and we're driving it fucking under nods. It's like in the back of a 47, and like, I was like, dude, I was like having like this. I was like, what the fuck, man? It's cool, man. It feels cool. It feels good, and it's cool to be the bad guy. Rust 4 is way cooler than NATO. The NATO dudes are boring. You fucking get down on the
Man,
Rust 4 side.
I might have to go NATO, try and fucking spice it up. But I feel like
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to betray my homies like that. And I would want to do Rust 4 anyways. It just like you said, you fucking sold me on the whole aesthetic
it's
of
sick, sick,
Russians.
man. And you already did the fucking NATO thing in real life, bro.
Exactly, exactly. It's like, well, I'm not gonna go join fucking Wagner, so
Yeah, exactly. You got to LARP it. You got to LARP it.
yeah, I'm okay LARPing it. I
Yeah.
was fucking talking to this one chick this summer. Me and my boy Ben went out to fucking Dugway. We were gillied out. We had our fucking long guns and shit. And we were just like fucking maneuvering under nods and shit. And I was like texting her. I like sent her a picture of us. She's like, "You guys are just literally LARPing." I'm like, "How the fuck?" First of all, how the fuck do you know that term? Second of all,
Yeah.
the whole military is LARPing with a fucking just gigantic budget. All right. So until it's
Yeah.
for real, everything
Exactly.
is fucking LARPing. All right, bitch.
I mean, it that's exactly what was my first thought, man. Like whenever I got into the army and we started doing like blank fire and live fire
Hmm.
drill, walk, crawl, run, walk, or crawl, walk, run shit.
Hmm.
Excuse me. And I was like, dude, this is just like we're just fucking playing pretend.
Yep.
Like all the training, it's like, and you're playing pretend, but taking it seriously, you know. So you can still
Hmm.
take that same element to fucking to Milsom West. And the cool thing is like you said, you got to get within 100 yards of each other. So you're gonna have to learn how to maneuver.
Yep.
You're gonna have to learn some field craft, you know, or
Yep.
you're gonna fuck stuck and get dunked on all the time.
Yep. That's fucking so
It, it
sick.
yeah, it really fucking is, man. And it looks cheesy and hokey from the outside until you're like balls deep in it, and you're like, "Die, motherfucker!" So yeah, it's
Hell
fucking
yeah.
cool, man. It's cool.
All
It's
right.
super fucking.
All right. We're gonna talk more after the podcast, and I'm gonna figure out how the fuck to get over there. But I'm fucking
Yeah,
I gotta try it at least once, you know. Like I'll come
yeah,
once,
for sure, man.
I'll probably catch the bug,
I
and
think
then
you will, bro.
I'll be back with you guys. Fucking
I think so.
we'll make a fucking power trio, power
Yeah, yeah.
quad group.
Quad. Yeah,
Just the
yeah,
fucking
dude.
the few of us Rangers that are social media are like, you know, C-list celebrities on social media.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
exactly.
Nick's like a B-list, I would say.
Yeah,
Getting up
I'm
there.
like a
He's almost A-list.
I'm like a Z-lister.
I think maybe I'm down there with you too. So
Down at the
the
fucking down in the pit with the fucking Cretans.
fucking Cretans.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've got my nods. I'll
yeah,
hit it.
man.
I'll hit you
You
up.
know, fucking
Luckily
rock
I've
and
got
roll.
the Tarsier Eclipses already that I fucking picked up a while ago. So I already have my sacrificial lenses, so I don't got to worry about my shit getting shot out.
Yeah, man. Fuck that. Yeah, and I got the same. I got I've got the same shit on my tubes too. I got sacrificial lenses on my shit because it gets gnarly up close, bro. And
Oh, I
people can
bet.
shoot you point blank. As a
Yeah.
rifleman and as a light machine gunner, you're gonna get fucking lit up point blank. And it's like big boy rules, like motherfuckers are gonna shoot you until you go until you hit like you're dead. So if you just like take a knee, this is where a lot of like other airsofters get fucked up. And they come from other event producers and they come to Milsim West and they get their fucking asses shot off because they go hit and people keep shooting them. And they're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, dude, no, you're supposed to play dead, bro. And
Die.
motherfuckers, will you do that? Like they fucking will.
I like it. I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just, I mean, it's like a unspoken, maybe it is an official rule, but like it just adds to the realism. It's like if you play along, like it's just gonna create, you know, more immersion in the whole fucking thing.
it does. And it's wild to like be fucking like laying down with a whole bunch of dudes that just got grenaded. I was like, oh fuck.
My fucking arm.
It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. It sucks that you fucking aren't gonna get to experience the tag in grenades, man, because those things were something else, bro.
Yeah. I think my
Yeah,
buddy,
dude.
I think not Nick, fucking Ben has some that he runs on his kit, like the bangers. Um,
Bro. Those
yeah,
things, some of those things are kind of
they're
proper, my dude.
legit. They're
The
legit from
old
what
ones
I've
were pretty
seen.
gnarly.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
but
they like outlawed them and shit in the
mhm,
US because
yeah,
they're
they're
too
too
powerful
close
or
to the real
whatever.
thing.
Yeah, they were saying that people were using them during all those riots and all that shit too. So like they just like used any excuse. And plus they're a Russian company. So
Yep, yep. Well, I think I saw that they were able to get a shipment in like recently. So
Yeah, apparently some version of them is coming back.
yeah.
So yeah. But cool, man.
Well, we've been going hour and a half, hour and 40 here, so I think we can end it here comfortably.
Yeah,
But I
for sure.
definitely, I think I want to get Nick back on at some point. Maybe Nick and you to have a little
That'd be
trio
cool.
going. Maybe we'll do a live like
So,
I do with. Oh, I forgot you went to fucking Rasp with Joey, Mr. Van Steel, dude. Van
oh,
Heel, Van Heel.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Because he said
Yep.
17. I was like, wait, I think I remember like the first time we like DM'd each other on Instagram. You mentioned that you were like fucking. You went to Rasp with him. Yeah, that guy's a
Yeah, Van
fucking
Hill's a good fucking dude, man.
solid guy. I was so glad that he was in my squad. He was a
Yeah,
fucking
solid
solid
fucking dude.
guy.
That dude was a good friend of mine in Rasp too, man. Like we were
Hmm.
buddies. Like our Rasp class was pretty close, honestly, dude. Everybody was like pretty good friends, like by the fucking end of it, of course, dude. You
Yeah.
know. So yeah, Van Hill's a fucking awesome dude. A total fucking stud too, man. A
Yeah,
total
I
stud.
know. He's a fucking freak, dude. It's like, what? How are you this strong and you're like fucking 5'5"? That's like the running joke
Yeah.
in my friend group. He's like 5'8", but everyone's like, oh, you're 5'5", you short motherfucker.
Yeah, man. He's a dude, what man. But next time you talk to him, man, tell him pros and said what's up.
I will for sure.
I hope
I
he's
might I
well.
might run a live. I'm gonna hit him up. I like to try and give him a little bit more forewarning than a couple days out, but I might try and run a live with him and my boy Shoemate this Friday.
I'll,
So
well, I'll hop in, dude.
yeah, pop in for a quick one.
Yeah,
But I would want to do one as well with you and Nick.
yeah,
Maybe we
I'm
do it
into it.
at maybe we do one after before and then before Milson West and then after you guys fucking take me out there and I'm fucking we get to talk about it
Bro,
with the people. That'd be fun.
I think that's good. I think that's good material all the way around, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
sick. But
Shit. Well, I'm looking
appreciate
forward
it.
to it,
Thanks
bro.
thanks for coming on to the loyal
Yeah.
subscribers and shit. If there was something because we didn't get too far into the weeds on the Ranger shit. So if there's something specific you want to ask of my boy Sean here, comment it down below. He's going to be back on at some point. If there's something dying question you need to know about 13 Foxes that you need answered from a real Ranger 13 Fox, drop it down in the comments. If you want to hop onto YouTube, you could also probably, answer some of those if you're willing. But no pressure, no pressure. You don't need to.
No,
But
I'm absolutely into it, bro.
cool. Yeah. That's it for tonight. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Sean, for coming
All right.
on, and we'll see everyone later.
Later, my dude.